What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're talking Fallout Season 2, Episode 4. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Heath, I am fan-freaking-tastic. I made my concoction here. Just barely got home in time to eat. And, well,
what is
I guess
said concoction?
It's a, well, I don't even know. It's got chili cheese Fritos, bunch of peppers in it, and a
walking taco,
and chili, and I put some chili in there, and I put some Mexican meat. It's a concoction. It's got some corn in there. It's good.
I like walking taco.
Yeah, except for it's a big walking taco.
They're supposed to be big, sir.
That's what she said. All right, how's it going tonight, Doug? How are you doing?
Well, Dave, let me tell you, I am okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
But, God, I'm feeling really itchy all over and anxious and, oh man, good and bad at the same time. Boy.
I tell you what.
How are you guys doing? Good? Great. I'm awesome. Are you good? Thick? I'm good.
Is the air thick too?
It's so thick. I
thick
can
and
chew
itchy.
it.
Well, Doug, you could tough it out for like 5 days and you'll be fine, or you could take some more.
I want some more. I want that one, the second option. Okay, while I do that, Keith, how are you doing?
Well, gentlemen, as you know, I am tickled pink because things are rosy. Because we got another bombastic wizard episode of Fallout. So, should we talk about it?
We should.
No, we shouldn't.
The episode title was The Demon in the Snow. And it starts back in another relevant flashback where we see Cooper Howard in his... I just have to say, love that they showed us in the previously on Fallout when he's like, it was a known malfunction in the T-45 armors. And it's like, I know that's going to come up today. And then when I saw the flashback, I'm like, okay, it's, during the big war, the Great War, if you want to call it. It's also called the Sino American War, I think.
Yeah, Sino. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah, one of those. But
John Cena.
They're
John
fighting
Cena.
the Red Chinese.
Yeah. And his buddy's T-45 armor starts to malfunction. He calls it in, thinking they would be sent back to camp to get it fixed, and they tell him to stick out there. So he sends his buddy back, and he says he'll be right behind him, and they're kind of at a campfire type thing, and he gets attacked by the Chinese. But of course, right before he does, his power armor starts to malfunction. So they pretty much got him where they want him, and instead of getting to kill him like they probably wanted to do, they were busy talking about how the power armor was the next generation of technology for warfare, and they would soon be wearing it and all that stuff. But unfortunately, they'll never get the chance to wear it because...
They were speaking to him in Chinese. Do you think he understood anything they were saying?
Not a thing.
I don't know. We don't know if he's multilingual. He might.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So what's funny is so far I really love how much detail they're pulling from the games to put in here. And yes, that is actually true. In the world of the games, the Chinese government was working on their own kind of faulty version of power armor. It wasn't working out too good. And they ended up going into a totally different direction, developed these camouflage suits that would make you invisible, but would also drive you crazy from extended use. Really cool. I love that they actually brought that up. That's kind of neat.
And I do. It shows that, the Deathclaw ends up... He kind of heard something, and the Deathclaw comes up, wipes out the Chinese soldiers, and before it's about to attack him, maybe, it hears gunfire and it runs off. This is showing us, like Doug had talked about on previous, this was a pre-war asset. This isn't something that came about because the bombs fell, radiation, or anything like that. They were basically being developed.
They were made on purpose.
Yeah, as like soldiers or something to send against soldiers so you didn't lose as many men. And it was good to see. And that Deathclaw was huge and horrifying. And all I could think the whole time, and I'll talk about this when we get to the end, but shoot it in the leg. That's the only way to slow those dang things down so you can keep blasting them without being ripped apart instantaneously.
If you would, Keith, go ahead and switch over to the booklet or the
Yep.
pages from the booklet that I sent you. So just to prove that, we're not lying about this. This has been part of the canon for Fallout. This is the official guidebook that was made for Fallout 2. So this isn't even something that Bethesda came up with. This was from the original creators from Interplay. And if you take a look, and by the way, you can find this online yourself if you want to, but if you actually take a look at the paragraph that they've got there on that page about Deathclaws, it literally says the first line, Deathclaws were originally created as like drop troops. They were meant to go in there and be able to replace humans. Instead of humans going in and fighting people in the trenches, the Deathclaws were going to do it. Now, what we don't know, here's the thing, we don't know too much about the war in Alaska, just like bits and pieces here and there. Most of the stuff that we learn from the games is heavy, heavy propaganda. But yeah, we don't know if they were supposed to be there. We don't know if that one escaped from a lab. We're not entirely sure what's going on. But what we do know is that they continued to exist long after the bombs dropped because they're able to survive in all of that. They are very strong, very powerful, very fast, and as we see in this episode, incredibly deadly.
Now, is this a 200-year-old one, or is this generation like 20
generations?
generations?
Yeah, they mate, they lay eggs.
So they've evolved as well.
Yes, and that was actually, this is also something that this booklet mentions. There is the primary antagonist. Sorry, spoilers for the 30-year-old game, maybe older.
You gave a spoiler. I think you're good.
Yeah, the primary antagonist of the first Fallout game was called the Master, and he was just some dude. He used to be a vault dweller. He was kicked out, and he ended up falling into. He pulled a Joker, basically. He fell into a vat of chemicals called FEV, and it mutated him into this giant slimy sludge monster. He ended up merging with a computer, and then he became this like super genius. He found the existing Deathclaws, dipped them in the FEV, and actually made them even stronger.
So he became Wile E. Coyote.
Super genius.
Smarter.
Super genius.
Yeah. And so yeah, all the Deathclaws that we see now, in the current games, and up at what Lucy and the Ghoul will end up seeing. We'll talk about that later. We're totally not jumping to the end because we never do that.
Never
But yeah,
once.
those are even more deadly mutated versions of the original Deathclaws.
They did a great job on it. It was horrifying. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I did not want to. I would not want to face that. I've fought Deathclaws a lot in the games. One that size, I would turn and run.
Now, when it left him in there, I thought my impression was, I haven't played the game, that he maybe thought it was too much of a problem to get through the suit because all he could see was his face and the rest was metal. And then, of course, the gunfire started and he's like, screw it, I'm out of here. I don't know if they think that way or if they even think.
For a minute, I almost thought, and I still could be, I didn't get a chance to watch it again. Obviously, we're doing this Thursday when it came out yesterday. I thought it might have been an asset of the U.S. military, and it noticed he was American and left.
I assumed that he just forgot his can opener. And he said, this dinner isn't worth it.
So that's the same as what I said, really.
Yeah, basically.
I'll never get him out of there.
That's because that would make way more sense in the world of Fallout to have the U.S. military create a monster that they can't control, and as long as it helps them fight off the enemy, if we have a couple of casualties, oh well.
We can live with
Kind
that.
of like it.
No.
Only he didn't create it.
Right.
He was
By
trying to
the way,
recruit it.
I don't know if you gentlemen knew this or not, but most of the scenes where we see the Deathclaws, that is an actual practical puppet. That's not
Really?
CG. Yes. The only time it's CG is when they're moving. Like when they're like running.
I did
All
not
of
know
that
that.
that was all practical and a practical effect.
Well, it looked really
And
good.
That's
So
just
yeah, that's a
seriously, I love when they do that stuff.
golf
I
clap.
yeah, they are using that Amazon money well.
and the first season was had some of the most watch minutes of any show on Amazon Prime ever.
Hmm.
I hope season two is doing as well, so we keep getting seasons and they keep giving the proper funds to make it this high quality because it's been
I
great.
hope so too.
But we jump back to the present, and Lucy is recovering at the NCR, NCR. That sounded weird to me for a minute. At the Rangers camp, they've given her some nice drugs to get back on her feet, and she's getting ready to leave, talking about finding some guy who hurt a lot of people. I'm really surprised they didn't put together that. Oh, you mean the guy who blew up Shandy's? But if they got it, they didn't say anything. But
I wonder if Cooper Howard was like sitting there thinking, should I tell them? It might be funny if I did. Nah, I'll let her stew in it.
He seems
So
more
he's
like a
like,
Lionel Luther type. Like I'll
yeah.
use that information
Mhm.
when it is most relevant. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hold that. What about
close to the
power is
chest.
best kept concealed.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, now we finally get some context for what that scene was from the trailer. When he looks in and he says, "What say you, Miss McLean?"
Yep.
That shit-eating grin on his face because he knows.
And then I was really wondering, okay, do they understand that she's going after the guy that blew it up? Because they're like, we got some extra weapons if you want to take them along. And I'm like, are they just being nice?
They're nice guys.
Probably. But they leave and they're continuing on their journey. And as Doug was alluding to in his welcome speech, the air's getting itchy, thick. And she's talking a lot and going a little crazy. And the ghoul informs her, yeah, you're basically addicted to drugs. Which, in the sense of real life, that is a bad thing. But anyone who's played the Fallout games has been addicted to something at some time. Because if you don't use all the buffs, all the medicine buffs, you're probably having a much tougher time getting through the game. So we've all been there. All of us players have been there.
I think the first time that I played through Fallout 4, they had really switched up like how a lot of the chems work. I think they even added a couple of new ones. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to take any drugs because I'm not going to deal with addiction. I'm going to play the game without using any of them. I'll sell them all. That's what I'm going to do. And that was my
Did you
first
wear your
playthrough.
Dare shirt when you did that?
Yeah, I did. I did. Which, by the way, you can find a nerd shirt on our store in our with the Dare logo. That's right. So you should totally check that out.
All right.
But then once I like started watching YouTube videos, and I think my favorite is a drug called Jet, and I'm like, okay, from now on I'm using all of the drugs.
They really do
looks so
help
much
you.
fun.
What is it, Mencats?
Oh yeah.
Mencat, Jets,
There's
Buff Out.
Mentats, Jet, Buff Out, Psycho,
Psycho.
and then there's like combo versions of them that you can make yourself, like Buff Tats and Psycho Jet.
Oh, that's right. You can mix them. Yeah.
Was the first thing you said Mentos, and then you just drop it into a 2 liter of Coke or something, then drink it?
They're basically
You
like
shoot it
everything
at the
they
end of
put.
it.
Basically, everything they put in the Fallout game is some sort of like parody of a real life thing, like the Nuka-Colas, Coca-Cola, stuff like that. Mentats were a play on the what were those mints that you could get in the tins?
Altoids.
Altoids, yes, they were a play on Altoids, but the way that they worked in the games is they made you smarter. And the joke was that all of the scientists and doctors and everybody in the Fallout universe were all high on Mentats all the time.
So there were side effects. They weren't just smarter. There was something else too.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
were they kind of spacey when they talked?
I
Yeah,
think that might have
basically.
been it, but also they were like, I remember one of the other issues was like pretty much all the chems are highly addictive. And the way
So
like
that
Lucy is acting,
yeah,
that's just a small part of it.
And of course,
that was
oh, go ahead, Dave.
I was just gonna say that wasn't your basic saline drop that she was getting to rehydrate.
Correct.
Yeah, no. Not quite.
The Ghoul informs her, hey, you're addicted to drugs, and there's two ways out of this. You can even suffer for like about 5 days, or you can just take some more. And she chooses the easy route and takes some more. And he's
I'd like more, please.
he is more than happy to give those up. Most of the times, I don't think the Ghoul would be willing to give up anything he has to help anybody else, but I don't know if it's because he sees that what he has told her this whole time, you're just me without enough time in the wasteland. He sees her becoming him a little more. The innocent vault dweller is changing. And so he's just loving it. He's like, yep, here you go, take him. And,
I think that's a big part of it. And also, I just think he's, as you said earlier, I think he's just tickled pink. I think this is hilarious to him. He's like, oh my gosh, it's like, it's your first time. I'm so excited. I get to watch you just completely fall into addiction. And oh boy.
She's tweaking, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I saw there was somebody online saying, I think it was on Twitter. It might have been, it was somewhere, saying, "Oh, that was cruel of him to give her more drugs when she's addicted." But the Ghoul looks at he's a pragmatist. He doesn't look at it like, "Oh, these are bad." He sees them as tools. Hey, you're gonna be better under the influence, basically. Because that's what they always do. They update all of your attributes in the game to make you stronger, faster, smarter, whatever. So, he's not looking at moral failings. He could care less. She's going to be stronger to help him. And we do see that when they get to New Vegas. All the Securitrons are destroyed outside. He's like, something's not right here.
And she even asks him, she's like, well, what, were you expecting a welcome committee? And he's like, yeah, actually, I was.
And the Great Khans are kind of there. And, he's like...
no, those are the kings.
The kings, that's right. And he's like, let's go around to Freeside. We can find out what's happened and do all that. Let's do the right thing. And she's like, nah, I don't feel like it. Let's do it the short way. And so
no, it's more fun, guns.
She said, my dad is right through there.
That's
so why would we go around? Let's just get in there.
Yeah, why take a half a day to detour? Right.
And I love his response. No, that's the drugs talking. Okay.
and then
we see a whole new side of Lucy.
Well, at first, she shot the guy in the leg. And it escalated from there until she just shot the guy.
Blew that man's leg clean off.
Yeah, she did. So she's definitely...
Somebody made a joke in one of the Fallout groups on Facebook saying, oh, she must have a legendary weapon with the drug user effect or something. Yeah. She's one-shotting all of them.
When I was there watching, you're wasting all your ammo. Conserve some of it.
Which, you remember how you said earlier that they should have shot the Deathclaw in the leg?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that is my go-to for any ghouls. They, like that, they drop to the ground. You take them out at the knees, take out their legs, they're useless. They'll just lay there and kind of flop around on the ground.
And that's why VATS is so great, because you just target their leg. You don't have to sit there and aim and like, oh, geez, I hope I got it. You VATS it, boom, take out a couple shots to his legs. Anyone, really. And it slows him down incredibly. Then you can start blasting.
And speaking of VATS, do you think that's what she used at the end there?
100%. That was VATS.
Now, Dave, for what we're talking about, that's VATS is the Vault Tec targeting system. What they do is it's built into the Pip-Boy, the little computer on her arm. They can actually take a look and they can target an individual limb or their head or whatever. And then the way it's presented in the game is time slows down. And it's like all slow motion, and then you like actually watch the bullet take it out. Just makes it a little bit easier to shoot.
Oh, and like when she shot the bullet and we saw it in slow motion, that's what it's like.
There you go.
And she obviously is slowly turning away from her, optimistic, pacifist vault dweller into more of her survival in the wasteland. Ghoul knew it was going to happen, and I think you're right. He's a little impressed that she's coming along this quickly, I think, because he did not expect her to blast all the kings down. So he's a little proud of her.
Speaking of which, a little background on who the kings are in case you did not play Fallout New Vegas. They are essentially just a group of people that were living on the Las Vegas Strip, and they happen to find an Elvis impersonator school, move in, start wearing the costumes, watching the training videos, and became obsessed with Elvis. And so now all they do is they dress like Elvis, act like Elvis, and the leader of their gang calls himself the King, and he wears a silver jacket with a guitar in his back. Keith, does that sound familiar to anyone that we just saw?
Sounds like the guy who was walking away and took
Yeah.
the VAT shot.
Yeah.
Now, you said VATS,
Yes.
but I thought it was an acronym. But what would the A stand for? You said Vault Tec targeting system.
Oh,
so
Vault Tec
you have the BTS
assisted targeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, all right. So then we get to
All
go
right.
back. We get to go back to Buds, and we see them, getting familiar with the outside. The one girl was like, "Oh, I just walked over that bridge a week ago." Not quite, but yes, for you, 100%.
Yeah.
But there
Sure.
is one of the unfrozen guys who starts talking about he knows a lot more than any of the others possibly because he was getting lunch for all these guys while they were talking, and he knows what phase 2 is.
He was Bud's assistant.
Yep.
So, yeah, and oh man, as soon as I've been wondering like what was going to get in his way because this all seemed like it was going too well, too easy. The fact that he was able to round them all up, get them to work together, escape out of the vault, and kind of lead them onto this path. I'm like, this is going too well for him. So now we're introduced to Ronnie, and I think he's going to be another antagonist we're going to have to deal with.
He's definitely going to be because he was, oh, okay, well, you're the boss, but yeah, let's, I know what was going on.
I think Norm looked at him and he sized him up. He's like, all right, I don't know what he's talking about, but let me get him to tell me what he's talking about. And then he did. And he act like he knew about phase 2. He act like, all right, then you lead the way. So I think he's still got that edge over him. He thinks, they don't actually know what Norm knows. You know what I mean? So they're still trusting him.
No, I think you're right. I think Norm is almost going to become possibly a whistleblower against Vault Tec when he starts finding out all this stuff because he's not going to be. I think he's much like Lucy. When he finds out this was all an experiment and it wasn't really meant to save people and it was all this, I think he's going to be like, we got to let people know. And do you think nothing really except kind of how he was talking about phase 2 made me think, do you think Vault Tec is still almost running things on the surface? Because we see so much stuff happening. The NCR has been decimated. Not to jump forward, but the Brotherhood is about to have a massive faction war. The Legion is fighting each other. New Vegas seems to be, at a halt. Do you think Vault Tec might be kind of running things and forcing these things together? Or do you think it's maybe Robert House or something? And hey, don't eat me cows. What's up? Good to see you. And I did not know today was Elvis's birthday, but perfect time to talk about the Kings.
Wow. I didn't know that
episode.
either.
Maybe
Nice.
they timed that way on purpose.
I bet you they did. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's
would
crazy.
not
I always remember growing up watching, there were always Elvis movies on in early January, and I never knew why.
There was
now
a
I know.
movie. There was a movie called DC Cab with Mr. T, Gary Busey. It was a gem. I used to watch it 100 times a year. But Gary Busey, when they end up buying this cab company, DC Cab, for those of you who don't know what cabs are, they were Uber before Uber came out. But they end up buying this cab company, so they're like owner-operators. And Gary Busey's like, but I never work January the 8th because that's Elvis's birthday.
We all know what happened to Gary Busey. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Became a model citizen.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. That's one way
And
of looking at it.
He wants to talk about buttered sausage. I don't know if you ever saw that, but
Let's talk about buttered sausage.
what is it doing? Why is it there?
So I've got a question for you two.
Yeah.
And if we want to just think about maybe a what's next. So, we're talking about Ronnie challenging Norm and saying, we should really be focusing on phase two. You know all about phase two, don't you? What are your theories? What do you think Bud's plan was for phase two? Because originally, the only thing that we knew was that the experiment was to take, one person at a time out of Vault 31 and integrate them into 32 or 33 to be the leader of the vault, right?
The overseer.
Right, exactly. They would be the overseer. And then, eventually the goal was once nobody was left to challenge them on the surface, then they'd have Reclamation Day. So, okay, Reclamation Day happens. What is phase two?
I'm guessing it's like what you thought before. They're going to set up a new vault city. And they're going to start, amassing supplies and getting everything they need to basically make it inhabitable on the surface and bring them back as the main power.
So I thought that too, but then Ronnie said something that caught my ear, and I ended up having to look it up. He mentioned that one of the meetings that he brought lunch for was an investor meeting with a company called Future Enterprise Ventures, FEV.
I think we've heard that acronym before.
Yes, we have. Now, I don't know for a fact if Vault Tec was working with the government in any other way. I don't know if this was, one of the plans that maybe Bud was working on, and maybe Future Enterprise Ventures, which sounds like a made-up name and does not exist in the games. I did look that up. Um, I don't know, but to me, that screams, okay, there's some Fallout nonsense going on here. I wonder what Bud was actually thinking, because the FEV virus, the forced evolutionary virus, the original idea was to make superhumans. They did not know it was going to turn them into mutants. So Bud, trying to have a breed of super managers, that's my what's next. I think that was his phase two. Once his super managers come out of the vault, I think they were supposed to then go for a dip in the FEV. Because I don't think he knew what it would actually do.
And the FEV was created by Wayland Yutani.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
And then, we hop over, speaking of the other vaults, we see Steph and Betty talking and trying to work out a deal, wondering why Vault 31 is empty, what's going on, because they obviously know what's going on because they both came from Vault 31. And I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, Woody. Woody overhears all this, ends up confronting her later, but Steph is not willing to help out Betty with the water problem. She says, well, maybe I'll help you, but you got to find a box from Hank, and I need what's inside. I don't know if
it's something very important to me inside.
Yes, if it was something he had over her, or if it's something else. If she knows it's something more about what he's working on now, or what he had planned vaults to help with either Mr. House, the chip, whoever he's working with now. I wonder if it has some connection to that, and she knows it. Like she was a part of it pre-war or pre-cryo, and now she wants to get back in, but she doesn't know where to start. And that box will be her key to finding Hank and joining in the mission.
That could be, yeah. I've been trying to figure it out because the only time we've seen, I assume the type of box she's talking about is the same type that we saw Cooper's wife packing. So I assume it's something like that. But I am curious why Hank would have hers.
See, I don't think it's really hers. I think she's telling Betty that, but I think it's really Hank's. And she knows what's in it possibly and wants that information.
Do you think maybe before the war they may have been together?
I don't think so, because remember, what's his name? Chet finds her Canadian ID, and I don't think Hank was Canadian.
I'm not sure.
You know, that seemed like a big moment that he found her Canadian, and did I miss something? Why was that
All it
something?
was it was revealing that she was pre-war.
Yeah, she
Oh,
had been cryoed for a while.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that it was revealing again for people that haven't played the games, in the Fallout world, Canada was annexed by the United States, and so if you actually take a look at her ID, it actually says "citizen of Canada annexed by the United States" or something to
don't
that
give
extent.
anybody any ideas on that, okay?
Yeah, I think it's a little too late for ideas, Dave. That's going to be on the news tomorrow.
And then, of
Us.
course, before Chet finds that ID in the sock drawer, Woody goes and confronts the overseer to say, someone's breaking the rules, and it's you.
It's
She's like,
you.
oh, well, I'll definitely take a look at it, and I'll file my report and do all that good stuff. So, yeah, we're all good here.
He's
We're all
like, yeah,
good.
but who are you gonna file it with? Oh, she goes, well, the overseer. He goes, well, the overseer is you.
Now you're getting it.
Right.
That just shows that they live their whole life in the vault, and they're just so what's the word, naive, that they
Oh,
think
yeah.
they can report this to her and she'll actually do something about it.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
vault life is the only thing most of these people know. That's why they get lost so easy. If like the getting turned around, going into the wrong rooms, and not sure which. They are very much like the way you just put it, Dave. Not only are they naive, they're very sheltered, pun
Yeah.
intended.
But that, once again, I really enjoyed seeing him get lost because last episode, the guy was like, I can't get used to this. Before I took a right and a right and I was there. Well, now just take a left and a left. I don't know if I can get used to that. So I thought it was a comedy scene and just for a little levity in last episode. And then it comes into play that he gets lost because of it and runs in and hears that conversation from Vault 31. I was like, they mapped all this out. That's what I love about this show. They didn't like, okay, we got one episode done, let's write another, and then
It's all connected. It rhymes. It's like poetry.
we love poetry.
I thought it was funny that he ended up in the guy's room.
Yes,
Who,
yes.
trying to figure out to go left and left.
You're just sitting there like, oh, hey, you got lost, huh?
Yeah.
It's happened to us all. But then we're
Imagine
then
that being like the biggest issue that you've got to deal with.
that'd be kind of nice.
Right. Oh.
But the other plot line that we're going through this episode is Xander and Maximus convinces Thaddeus
Yeah. Xander.
to take.
My name is Xander. My name is Xander. I'm from the Commonwealth.
He forces Thaddeus to put on Xander's armor and go back to Area 51 to kind of impersonate him, and it doesn't go well. What's his name? Dane figures out immediately that is
Like,
not Xander
instantly.
as he's trying to get off the vi-
What does that say about the rest of the Brotherhood?
It doesn't help that he's everything that he should be saying in his head, he's saying out loud so everyone can hear him.
But it's great.
I belong here.
The two knights who showed up at the plant, when he just can't get out the door and he keeps banging his head, they don't think anything of it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was glad that somebody was like, that is not Xander. And
Right.
he's like, listen, I killed him. We got to get out of here. You get the kids or whatever. I'm gonna go kill Quintus.
What is your plan? That is my plan.
And so he ends up. Oh my God, the lunch scene from the trailer was,
It's hilarious.
and it added on because the two leaders of the other factions come in there and they're talking. Oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, we're just hey, we're everything. And he's just like, I'm having a panic attack. What is a panic attack?
Well, I'm both breathing too much and not enough.
And they're trying to get him to side with them and know that they're not a part of this revolt, and they end up killing each other and fighting inside this thing, which I no longer think it's going to be a Brotherhood civil war. It's going to be multi-faction war because because Dane ends up stealing, which once again, why it's unguarded, I don't know, but stealing the cold fusion.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm watching the episode. I'm like, what? This is the most important artifact they have ever discovered. This has given them unlimited power. Not a single person in sight. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's guarding it. There aren't even people sitting at the monitors, like, making sure that it doesn't blow up.
But they had to move it forward, and I like where it's going, so it didn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dane ends up stealing the cold fusion. Maximus goes to kill Quintus, and he really struggled to do it. He should have just shot him, because when Quintus finds out what he did, it wasn't so much that he killed, Xander. It was that he saved Ghoul children. He starts calling him a
it's
heretic.
like a switch flipped.
Yeah.
He's just like, abomination, abomination, heretic.
He really went off the deep end with it, and I was like,
See, and this is the problem I've had with Maximus's character all along. He just seemed like he wasn't up to the task. Like he even assigned himself a task to kill him. I'm gonna go solve this problem. I'm gonna go kill him. And he wanted to have, excuse me. He wanted to have a conversation first. No, just go on. He wasn't gonna say it's gonna change your mind. Just go in there and take him out. And instead, he didn't get the job done.
but I think he was building up to be able to kill him, because I don't think at this point Maximus is a cold-blooded killer. Get him out in the wasteland a little bit and he'll get there, but he had to build up to it. And he just
Taking on
couldn't get there.
Xander, I think, was just pure reaction.
Yeah. He wanted to save those kids. That was worth just walking in and blasting someone in cold blood isn't him yet.
I think
But
if
we
Quentin
make it
would have
there.
put like a gun on Dane or something, I think Maximus
Yeah.
would have reacted the same way. Then he would have killed him.
100%. And yeah, it just goes up, and they end up fleeing with Thaddeus and Maximus are running through the desert with the cold fusion. Dane stays behind to hopefully maybe help them in something. But yeah, I mean, once this dies down, this battle that's going on at Area 51, and they realize that someone ran off with the cold fusion, they're going to be coming after them. We're going to see a desert chase scene. We're going to see them definitely coming at them. They just better run if they can get
We're
to
gonna
that
see flying
Sasquatch.
stormtroopers because they
fly
fly now.
But they better get some caps, and they are definitely going to be chased by everybody who knows about this, because we now know that the Commonwealth knows. Obviously, Quintus's faction and the other factions know that they have it, and the power cores they can produce with it. So everyone's coming after them. They are not just going to be able to escape. They are going to be under heavy fire, and I can't wait to see it, because it's going to be entertaining. They do have another power armor. If they do make it back to that bottling company, they do have another set of power armor. The head's a little messed up, but they do have another
Minus
set.
a helmet.
And hopefully, they should have enough caps that if they do need to flee, they can safely get away and maybe start heading to New Vegas to meet up with some other friends possibly. But man,
Well, I think they must eventually do that, because we do see, I don't know if you guys checked out the trailer for next week's episode. Yeah, it does look like they do meet up with Lucy and the Ghoul, because Thaddeus goes on this whole thing about like, yeah, I know exactly what it's like. I mean, I'm a ghoul too, for all of like a week. Just waiting for it to fall off. That's the hardest part, waiting for the nose to fall off.
I mean, some of them kids had their noses off already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, they're definitely going to be chased as soon as they realize, because think about that. That was probably Quintus's plan, to push order throughout the wasteland. With the cold fusion and the ability to have unlimited power, they could push their agenda anywhere. And they could not only do it through military force, but by having clean water and food, because with all that power, they could start growing crops, clean water, all the things that Shady Sands had done all those years past that they had, they could start doing it and bringing people to them. And it's running off with, 2 ex-Brotherhood members through the desert. Oh, man. I can't wait. It's going to be like a Benny Hill show, and they're like, you guys stop fighting. What? No, we're not done yet. Oh, but the cold fusion's gone. what? Who took it? And then all the vertibirds, because while they're running, the airships are getting taken out of the sky, and there's just a major battle
Crazy.
going on.
All these airships just crashing, blowing up, and shooting at each other. Oh man! Like, by the time they're done, there's just not going to be a Brotherhood left.
Wait until Mr. McLean hears about this.
He'll be like, "Cool."
Yeah. Oh yeah. If whoever Hank is working for, and him, when they find out there's cold fusion available, and the Brotherhood no longer has control of it, they're going to want it too. I mean, they're going to be chased by Quintus loyalists, the Commonwealth, possibly Hank and his people, anyone he can, give the little chip in to have them chase him down. And do you think Thaddeus may betray Maximus again at some point to save himself or to get
I
out of
could
this
see it.
life?
He's pretty quick to run.
Yeah.
He's a little squirrely.
Yeah.
And it could be something unexpectedly. He's extremely loyal because of all the things he's done to him to this point. A little character development, but it doesn't seem like it fits his character right now. He wants to get back to his bottling plan and kids, his 16-hour days or 20-hour days. We're
22. We're 22 hours. We got 10 more to go. Let's go.
But honestly, everyone will want it, even the NCR who's left of them, because you have that. You've got the most powerful relic in the wasteland.
Yep.
And of course, I'm sure, next episode, Quintus is going to, declare Maximus a traitor. He tried to kill me. He stole the cold fusion. He was this all along. I can't believe. And maybe we're going to see some of the knights agree with Maximus. And maybe he'll have some people branching off and trying to join him or something. Or, it's just going to turn in less of a Brotherhood civil war and more just trying to get that artifact. I kept forgetting what it was said. Yeah, it's
Cold fusion.
The cold fusion artifact. They've done things. I keep thinking, it's going to be this big war between just two factions of the Brotherhood, but now everybody's fighting, and now everyone's going to be chasing Maximus. Such a interesting way to handle it.
Now, speaking of the Commonwealth, did you catch what the one elder had mentioned before they had started the fight in the cafeteria?
I did, but I don't remember now.
She goes, he's willing to do it for fusion cores. I'll do it for free if you put in a good word for me with Elder Maxon. Confirmed that Elder Maxon is apparently still alive.
That's right.
And talk about, you saw the way Quintus was acting when he heard about ghouls, and he was freaking out. Maxon is worse. If you've ever played Fallout 4, that dude is like king of the fasciest Brotherhood members you can think of. Everything that isn't human is a dirty abomination.
Even animals?
Even animals. Can't stand anything. No, I'm being serious. On their airship, they're actually experimenting on animals.
So he doesn't eat animals?
I'm sure he probably eats them, but they don't deserve to live, is in his mind.
And then finally, to wrap up this wonderful episode, in my opinion, Lucy and the Ghoul kind of enter the strip, and it's kind of
very
really run
empty
down and destroyed. And Lucy finds an egg and was wondering how big the chickens are.
Chicken
here.
egg.
Not a chicken egg. It's not an ostrich egg.
Oh, Lucy. Oh, you poor sweet summer child. High out of your mind.
And she's ready. She's like, whatever it is, we can take it on. Yeah, we got this. No problem. And then it emerges from that store or whatever that was. And I told Doug, I don't know if you're on yet, Dave, before, and I said, as soon as that happened, I paused it. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew this episode was going to be over before we saw it. Now, it certainly sets up a wonderful beginning to episode 5, post the obligatory flashback scene that we'll get, setting some things up for the show. But I was like, cannot wait for this, because she's high on buff out. She's maxed out. I don't know how, Cooper is going to behave. As far as
He
we
was
know at this
scared.
point, he's only had the one run-in with a Deathclaw. But we may see more flashbacks to get a better understanding of why he's scared and why he knows they should probably run and not fight this thing. So I wonder if that'll be the flashback for the next episode, is learning more about the Deathclaws during, the Great War.
It's a good thing she's pretty. 'Cause she is not thinking.
Now, for anyone out there that is getting ready to, maybe get back into playing Fallout 4, Fallout 76, little cool thing. Well, I guess even technically Fallout 3. Little fun thing that they have added in as far as like weaknesses go. Remember how we mentioned you shoot the ghouls in the legs, they're taken out. The Deathclaws are weak in their stomach. That is their weak point. Everything else is armored. Now, in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, pretty easy to target that. They don't really block it. But they figured that out in Fallout 4 and in 76, and now they kind of hunch over and they block their stomach with their claws. So,
Yeah, they were much easier in Fallout 3 to kill.
yeah.
But here's something for you. Deathclaws usually avoid civilization.
Yes, that is true.
So why are they here?
I have a thought. I am so glad you brought that up. We must, mind link. I think somebody brought the eggs there on purpose.
Or
Or
I was thinking someone has perfected the mind control chip to work on Deathclaws.
Oh.
And they are actually finally weaponizing Deathclaws. And that's why
good.
we're going to find out in the flashback why they were created. And now, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's what those chips are going to be used for, to control an army of Deathclaws, where you don't have to worry about them turning on you. They will basically do your bidding. So I wonder if we're going to see if they defeat this thing, because this is like a major boss battle coming up. This is not like a youngling Deathclaw that you can, take out pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
They're in for the fight of their lives, which may bring the Ghoul and Lucy a little closer together and make them a better team, because they're going to have to fight together if they're going to survive this, if they end up killing it. I wonder if they'll find a chip in the back of this Deathclaw once they defeat it.
I was thinking that could happen too. I was thinking, what are we gonna like see Hank walking out of a building like Lucy Goosey? Turn the dial, head blows up.
Oh my god!
Oh, what are you doing here, Sugar Bomb?
That would be awesome. You're not supposed to be here, Sugar Bomb.
I forgot to mention it earlier, but when the Chinese girl was on top of him,
I think he watched a different movie.
And she said, "Well, you know what they're gonna say when they come for us, right? Okie dokie."
Oh, that's
You
right.
remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So she knew who she was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Back to where we are now.
Yeah, I
we
forgot
rarely
about
jump
that.
backwards like that.
But
good call out.
No, that was a good call. I was meant to write that down, and I didn't get a chance to watch it a second time and do better notes. But I mean, the Strip is declining, the NCR is declining, the Legion is in a bitter civil war, the Brotherhood is in a big faction war. It's like nobody is really taking the lead here. Now, the Cold Fusion, whoever gets it, could, but right now nobody is, and I don't know if that's why we might see Vault Tec come back into prominence, because their building looks pretty good that Hank was working in. It wasn't like it was run down or destroyed, because anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas, trust me, the Strip did not look like that in Fallout New Vegas. So it's declined a little bit since the game time, and especially with Deathclaws willing to come in there and take control of it. If they're not being controlled by a chip, that's very odd that they would take over a civilized area like that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense for these Deathclaws to be in here. And what tipped me off is, why would it have been in the building? That seemed even more abnormal.
Yeah.
Because there were Twinkies in there.
True. You're right, Dave. It could have been food.
Yeah. People, food, same thing.
It's all the same.
Right.
grandma in there playing the slots.
She's older, but she'll
Gonna
do.
win this time.
She'll do. She's a little chewier, but all right.
You know, they invented a card game for Fallout New Vegas that I could never understand, and they called it Caravan. And they'd introduce somebody would walk up like, hey, you want to play around a caravan? And then you'd have to bet some of your bottle caps and play this game that the rules made no sense, and it utilized like 14 decks of cards all merged together, so you'd have like 8 kings and 26 queens or whatever. It made no sense at all. So I'd be like, be playing this game in the game, and I'm like, did I win? I think I won. You lost all your money. Cool.
The rules change hand to hand.
Right.
I stopped playing because I couldn't figure. I'm like, I don't understand strategy for this. I'm sick of losing
the rules
caps.
did not make any damn sense. Yeah, I stopped playing too. I'm just like, somebody be like, hey, you want to challenge me to a game of Caravan? No, I do not.
And this may be too. Speaking of everybody weakened, we've theorized that maybe the Commonwealth is weakened also. But what if they're not? This may be their chance to seize power in this area where they've never had a foothold before.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be something coming down the line. I don't know if we'll see the Commonwealth this season or if they're going to be a threat coming into season.
It would be
3
cool.
or something. Yes, it would.
It would be pretty cool. But the other thing that it could be, this is maybe another what's next. So there's a rumor going around. I haven't really looked or paid much attention, but apparently there is a countdown timer next to the final episode of the season. I guess it's been on the Prime app or something. I don't know. I haven't looked. But my assumption was, if that is true, if there really is a countdown timer, I just figured, oh, it's counting down to the final episode. But everybody online is saying, no, that countdown timer is different. They're going to be announcing the next game once that rolls down, once the clock goes down. And they're doing this as a marketing stunt in conjunction with Amazon. Like, that's possible. I could see that happening because it wouldn't be the first time Bethesda's done something like that. And now you've got me thinking, when you just mentioned all these factions in decline, do you think maybe this is Bethesda's way of clearing the playing field, maybe making room for something new?
Yes. That was my initial thought. They want something new because having all the same factions that they've always had in Fallout 3, Fallout 2, Fallout 4, it's always been the same. Yeah. So this is a way to introduce new things and put a little energy back into the, their once every 14-year game that comes out. They put a little new life into it.
Right. Now, the only faction that we really haven't heard too much from, save for the first season, is the Enclave.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, they drive a bunch of Buicks?
Yes,
no,
Dave.
they are like the Brotherhood of Steel on steroids. They have even more advanced power armor, and most of them are made up of remnants of the original U.S. government, and their president is a computer.
Yes.
A cold, heartless, unfeeling computer.
Yes.
No. This is a warm, heartfelt computer that loves everybody.
Like
no one.
Rockybot.
Yeah, their entire mission. Play the Rick and Morty
reference.
But their entire mission in Fallout 3 is to purposely poison the water. They're like 80s cartoon villains. Yeah, we'll show these poor starving people poison their water.
No, they got to kill them off to bring stronger people in. You got to wipe them out so you can start anew.
Right.
They were really nice people. Very easy to side with in the game.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? I didn't know about the countdown, but I've heard rumors. Not that I have a source or anything, but people online are thinking that a Fallout 3 remake is going to be announced at the end of this show.
I have heard Fallout 3 remake. I've heard Fallout New Vegas remake. I have heard Fallout 5.
I hope we learn about Fallout 5 because I am really looking forward to that game. That's one game that I'll be like, kids, I'm taking a week off of work, but you won't see me. I'll be in the basement. And I'll come up to eat with you a couple times a day.
Speaking of those rumors about Fallout 5.
Rumor has it.
Yeah, literally. a rumor on top of the rumor is that Bethesda is creating Fallout 5 to be at minimum a 600-hour game.
I saw that.
Holy crap.
Yep. Which I call BS on that one.
Well, there's a lot of side quests, and we know that Keith
It's a lot of side
would
quests, yeah.
explore every one of them.
That would only take playing nonstop 15 weeks to complete. That doesn't seem that bad.
You heard about that guy in Korea who played for like 32 hours and had a heart attack and died?
No.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
He went to a cyber cafe, paid his money, and then they went to check on him because he hadn't checked in to re-up. And they saw him just sitting there, so they left him alone. And then they came back a couple hours later, and he hadn't moved. He was dead. He had a heart attack and died.
Wow.
Now, how many hours did you say?
32, I think it was.
So
32,
31, and I'll be fine. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, just stay under that. And make sure you got your Monster and your Red Bull.
Trying to think what's the longest I've ever like sat and played a game. Obviously pre-married.
About 18 hours.
Probably close. Stopping for meal
That's
breaks
good.
here and there.
That's got to be my record.
And I'm still alive. So 18 hours gaming at a time is good and healthy and wonderful for you. Especially
right.
if your meal breaks are very fat, high trans fat foods. So, you can be, full longer. No other.
Got to get enough MSG in you.
Madison Square Garden? What the?
Michael Schenker Group?
But yes, another wonderful episode. This was a little shorter than some of the others. This was only, I think, like 48 minutes. Not that I'm complaining, but I don't know if you guys have any more What's Nexuses. I think I've talked about all of mine.
I think I've talked about all mine.
Yeah, we did.
Should we rate this episode?
We
I
shall.
think we should.
I like this episode so much just because like there's so much going on. There were so many. There was the Vault people. There was Norm. There was Maximus, and then there was the Ghoul and Lucy, and they packed it all in. And it seemed like, it didn't seem. It seemed like it went by too fast. I didn't get a chance to watch it again. I just watched it last night, but I will be watching it again this weekend. It's just this show is definitely really rewatchable, even for people who don't know the game.
Yes.
You can just go back and catch little things that you didn't catch before. I think Walton Goggins is just amazing on this show. I don't know if I'd say it was a role he was born to play, but it really fits the characters he's played in the past, and he's doing a great job with it. And Ella Purnell, her tweaking throughout the show, she just added a level of depth to her character that I really enjoyed. I like how how we were saying, like, the executives, I forget what they're called now.
The Vault Tec executives?
Yeah, the Vault Tec executives that Norm unfroze. Buds. Those are just, that's an even deeper story than I thought it was going to be, especially with the new revelation. So this show is not getting worse. It's getting better as it goes. And it might be creeping up with all the little details that they're throwing in there, even for these two guys. It's like, it's getting to the point where it could be like a Penguin show, even though it's a little bit more lighthearted. So I'm going to give this episode another 8. It's a great show. Don't miss it.
Yeah, Dave, you're right. This show is it's wonderful to watch. It's one of those shows where I watch and I just enjoy it. I'm not like writing notes and being, oh, that's stinky. The only little nitpick I had in this entire show, and we talked about it earlier, was when Dane went to get to Cold Fusion and like nobody's guarding it, which I was like, oh, it's fine because I know where they're going with this, so it's fine. But everything else, even little jokes from episodes before about, oh, now I got to go left when I've always went right, and it's confusing. You think it's just a little joke moment, but then it comes into play later and adds a good plot point. And that's just excellent writing, and everyone on the show. There is no actor that I see that I do the whole, they shouldn't be acting in this scene with those other people. They're being outshone. Everybody's great. Lucy's character development has been great, especially with it being foreshadowed by the Ghoul way, way back in the past that I used to be like you. And she's slowly becoming what he is, which is nothing bad. It's just what you have to do to survive the wasteland. And I think she's going to figure that out at one point. And you're right. We have all these different plot points. We have the Brotherhood, with the faction war and the cold fusion artifact. We've got the Commonwealth coming in. We've got Buds. We've got, what else do we got? Where are my notes? The Deathclaw thing. We got Hank. We haven't even seen Hank in 2 episodes, but he's still a plotline that's going to come in and, show us what's going on. We got the Vault 32 and 33 with Steph and Betty, and what happened with Vault 31, which the Buds have splintered off of that. We got all the great flashbacks, and we talk about it all the time. We tease Dave about hating flashbacks, but he really only hates flashbacks when they aren't relevant to the story. And all of these flashbacks have been relevant to the story we're being told. We saw the Deathclaw early in this, and it leads right into the end. There's nice bookends to this episode, and can't wait to see where it goes. I have my thoughts where I think it is, and they've thrown me for a loop many times. I'm going to give this an 8.8. This is seriously just getting, like Dave said, better and better every week. The more depth they get into the story, the better it is. And man, that's kudos to them. Thank you for putting so much thought into a video game adaptation like this, because it doesn't usually happen.
I have to agree with you all. This, so far, I think this might actually be one of my favorite episodes so far. I ate it up. I mean, it was great. I mean, just again, like you mentioned, going back to the flashback, everything in here is relevant. Everything, and I was so impressed with how good the Deathclaw looked. That's what made me look it up, and I realized that was a practical effect. And they've been doing phenomenal. It's not even just the Deathclaw. I'm so glad that they keep using the sets that they built for the vaults, because when we were first seeing, leaks and screenshots of what they looked like, my first thought was, my God, that looks fantastic. That is identical. It's 1-for-1 how the vaults look in the game. They really got it down. They didn't cheap out on any of this stuff. So everything, you can tell they are doing their homework. They know what they're talking about. And like I said, I love the fact that, they're sticking to their guns with the whole Deathclaw thing. They're like, hey, they've been pre-war ever since the original games. We're gonna stick with that. That's what we're going with. And I love the fact that they are showing just how terrifying these creatures are. You've got Cooper frozen in fear, trapped in his faulty power armor, and again, that's one more thing that they've brought, from the previous episodes. When he mentions that, before he takes out the Brotherhood, oh yeah, those. I wonder if they ever fixed that. Guess not. So yes, everything that they bring up, they aren't dropping it. It's not, nothing's just mentioned for the sake of mentioning it. Everything has its place. Everything fits within the overall narrative that they're telling. And to me, I think, I don't know if this is actually the case, but to me, it feels very much like they've plotted out this entire story. They know where it's been going since the beginning. And so, again, everything they're doing, like what Keith pointed out, serves a purpose. And we had great storylines in this episode. I was just enthralled with what's going on with poor Lucy. Oh, this poor child just strung out on drugs. And then, when given the opportunity, well, you probably should get clean. No, I think I'll do more, actually. Just like, I wanted to see more. And then also Buds. I'm having a blast watching Norm lead these people around. And, I think what's really helping this series is it's not all pure comedy. They're mixing drama. They're mixing fear. They're mixing, real human emotions in there. And, you know, you see them, it starts out a little jokey. Oh, they're eating dry macaroni and cheese, not cooking the noodles. And one of them is even like, oh, this it's even better this way. I love the mouthfeel. But then, you know, they focus in on the girl staring at the bridge. And it's like you actually feel for her because in her mind, as we pointed out during the breakdown, it's only been about 2 weeks for her. She's been frozen this entire time. She just crossed. She is a brand new Vault Tec employee. She was hired in and apparently just marched off to the vault. And I mean, like, wow, just the way that they're weaving all these stories together and the way I think they're all going to finally merge at the end, it's just been great. I've got to easily give this episode, it's got to be a 9 out of 10 for me. I loved it. Every piece of it. I watched it yesterday when it premiered. I watched it again this afternoon when I got done with work because I enjoyed it that much. And I love being able to pick up all these things. And also, I just want to clarify again something that Keith pointed out earlier. You don't have to have played the games to enjoy this.
No.
It is a perfectly enjoyable show, as Dave has pointed out. You know, not knowing all the background Easter eggs and lore. If you do know that stuff, it does add to it, and it does, you know, it's little fun things. It's not gonna ruin the story if you don't know, though. So yeah, easy 9 out of 10. Is it Wednesday yet? I need to see the next one.
I'm gonna be so sad when this season's over.
I know we're halfway through. We only have 4 more now.
But thankfully, thank you Amazon Prime for doing the right thing and making this a weekly drop instead of us getting all 8 episodes 4 weeks ago and being done with it already. We get to savor it over a longer 2-month time frame, and we appreciate that.
And
knowing we got another
savoring
season
it.
coming out, that's that's just awesome. I just hope they keep going.
Let's hope the time frame is the same. Another, little tidbit that I was thinking about is they obviously mapped out. I don't know how much they've mapped out, how much they want to tell. 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 3 seasons, whatever they did, because they got the second season out pretty quick. It was stuff they knew what they wanted to tell, and they got everything done quick. So I hope the same time frame between 2 and 3 happens, where we get it probably 2027. And we know in these streaming days, you don't usually get seasons every year, so that'd be fantastic. But what do you guys think out in the chat? 1 to 10, the Doug scale, this episode, which is the 4th episode. We're halfway done with this. The demon in the snow. Let us know. But now we got some other news and rumors to talk about. And we're going to start with Marvel Studios.
Marvel Studios.
Can you guess what our first rumor is about?
Doomsday.
What's the first rumor? Is that it's going to be about Doomsday?
It is?
Let me guess. We are going to talk about some new information gleaned from the official releases of the teasers.
No, sir.
Ooh, okay. What do you got for us?
This character is going to show up in Doomsday.
Oh boy, who?
Star-Lord.
Okay.
But the caveat to that
Caveat.
is that he's going to show up in Vision Quest first.
Okay.
No, I did see he was showing up in Vision Quest. I did see that.
I'm like, okay, that's good. He's on Earth, so it's very possible.
Don't know what purpose he'll serve, but okay.
True. It seems like an odd fit, but
You gonna mow Wanda's lawn?
yeah. Wanda's dead, Doug.
Oh.
And now this next one, these next 2 kind of go together. We all know that Jessica Jones is showing up in Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
Now that I'm excited about.
They are officially, in development, Jessica Jones Season 4.
Nice. That is
So
cool.
it's going to be a continuation.
Well, I say Season 4, but we don't know. It's probably more like how Born Again followed Daredevil from Netflix. It kind of a continuation, but its own thing. Now, I saw that and I was like, that's cool. I enjoyed it. First season was the best, obviously. And Vincent D'Onofrio said something that made me say, yes, please, this really needs to happen. Vincent D'Onofrio wants his Kingpin to interact with David Tennant's Kilgrave in the MCU.
Oh,
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely yes.
absolutely, he said.
And I don't know if that was said. He played it off like he was just wishing for it to happen, but he already knows that's in the plans down the line.
You know, it's probably because they watched my In Focus video talking about the Kingpin being one of the only people that couldn't be persuaded by Kilgrave.
Yep.
Well, what? How are we going to get him back? I mean, if they don't attach it, if it's not a continuation, I guess they could bring it back that way. But if it's kind of a loose continuation, then you would think that would be an element that had to stay. That she killed him.
True.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers to season 1 of Jessica Jones from like 10 years ago. How dare you, Dave?
I know, I'm such a bastard.
Your parents were
God,
married.
is it even still on Netflix?
No, it's on Disney Plus now.
It's on Disney.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. All right. Now, we talked about Strange Academy being in the works with Marvel Studios. Champions, with basically the Young Avengers, just retitled The Champions, is also in development. Not only will they take place after Secret Wars,
Oh, wow, really?
but they could also run for multiple seasons. They are now, Disney is looking at, or Marvel Studios, I should say, is looking at these shows as being something, not one and dones like Miss Marvel or She-Hulk or things like that. They want something that'll run multiple seasons, like Daredevil Born Again. Probably what they're thinking with Jessica Jones, if they do come out with a Heroes for Hire show. Because I think that was one of the biggest problems with the multiversal saga, is we got heroes with one thing and then we didn't see them again. Because what worked with the first phase, first through 3 phases, was that we kept seeing them. Heroes got trilogies of movies, and then they would team up in a movie. You would see heroes get a show, and we'd never see them again. Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel was finally showed up in the Marvels or whatever. But with so many new heroes were introduced, and there was no continuation of their stuff, and now we know they're bringing back old actors for Doomsday to get that nostalgia feel. So hopefully they start maybe less hero introductions and more of their stories going forward.
I think that was one of the things that I liked about the Spider-Man movies is they just sort of dropped you in on, he's already been active, he's doing his thing. We don't need another origin story. Everybody knows about Uncle Ben. We're cool.
My concern is that they're going to be called the Champions now. I guess they couldn't call them the Young Avengers anymore because they're all
They're not young anymore.
By the time Secret War comes out, when's that? 2028?
No, 2027.
27?
Yeah.
27?
It's going to come out a
So
year
it'll
after
be-
Doomsday.
So it'll be at least 2028 before we get a TV show. And I've read that
They're gonna be like 30.
Kate Bishop is going to be on the team. She's going to be in her 30s.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be the Young Avengers anymore.
Yeah. And a mom. She is pregnant with her husband, Josh Allen.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, there you go.
Well, maybe her son or daughter could run the.
We'll have grown up enough by then.
Yeah.
Probably will. Oops. And then our final Marvel one for tonight. And I do believe we talked last week about a surprise character in Doomsday not being played by its original actor, but Ghost Rider is supposedly showing up in Doomsday, played by someone who's not Nicolas Cage. And now
Darn.
we are hearing that they are developing a Ghost Rider project for the next saga of the MCU. So once again,
Okay.
another post-Secret Wars type thing. So Champions, Strange Academy, Ghost Rider. They're starting to, I think, try to line up all of their stuff to kind of go along with all the mutant stuff going on.
You know what? I am going to treat these announcements like a DC thing. Until I know that they have a script in place, that they, have done the casting call. Until then, it does not exist. It's not real. It's not going to happen. Because how many other
Blade.
projects have they announced that never amounted to anything?
Blade.
And once again, them being in development, they sometimes go out of development without
In
thinking.
development, it means that somebody said, "Hey, we should make a thing."
Yeah, they were in a meeting, getting their lunch served by their Vault Tec junior executives, and they're saying, "Hey, we should make a World War Hulk movie." Oh my God, they're working on a World War Hulk movie. I better get
It's
that
in
up.
development.
Yes. But that is the end of our MCU news and rumors. But now we got some Star Wars stuff.
Oh, okay.
And you may have
Dude, I
seen
should have had
this.
some blue milk.
Yes, yes. How dare you, Doug, not have the blue milk at it ready? Since I told nobody we were going to talk anything Star Wars today. But Dave Filoni and Llewellyn Brennan will reportedly replace Kathleen Kennedy as the new co-presidents of Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni will oversee all creative development, and Llewellyn Brennan will oversee executive duties. This announcement is expected to be made in a couple weeks. And yes,
I did read that, and
That's like
here's
Kermit
the
the
thing:
Frog.
like, cool. I mean, I'm fine one way or the other. In all honesty, has Star Wars been perfect since Disney started running things? No. Was it perfect when George Lucas was making the prequels? No, not really. I mean, everybody's nostalgic for them now, but they still had their own issues. Did Kathleen Kennedy, was she in charge when they made The Acolyte? Yes. But was she also in charge when they made Andor? Also yes. So, to be fair, she was running the show for the good and the bad. So I'm not going to give her too hard of a time. She's not the director of all these projects. She's just the person in charge of Lucasfilm.
Yep.
So I'm not going to throw a big party that she's gone. But am I happy that Dave Filoni is taking more of a leadership role? Yeah, absolutely.
He said absolutely. I am happy that she's gone because I think she focused on the wrong things.
If she was the one focusing in on it. Again, we don't really know what sort of moves she was making.
Besides the wrong ones.
Again, we
And
don't really know.
I do like the fact that Dave Filoni is going to be head of creative stuff, if this is true.
Yeah.
Because he loves Star Wars. He was, Lucas's right-hand man on the Clone Wars. He loves it. Hearing him talk about it and seeing what him and Favreau do. All those memes of them, like two kids playing with Star Wars toys, and it says, Filoni and Favreau writing the next movie or whatever. That's what's great about it. They love it as much as we all do. And it shows in, most of the stuff they do. Not you, Mandalorian Season 3. But the rest of the stuff,
They should include Sam Witwer in that room, too.
I've heard that also as a rumor going around.
He was part, we're getting Maul, the Maul animated series next year, and he was involved in a lot of the process for this, which makes me more excited for it because he is one of those nerdy Star Wars guys that can correct Filoni and everybody on spot. So that's good. Now this next one is about Star Wars Starfighter. So we heard that there's going to be Jedis and lightsaber battles in this movie. And that's not huge. The weird part about it, they had someone on set who came on and ended up sort of directing some of these lightsaber battle scenes. I don't think you'll guess in a million years who it is, so I won't make you guess. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Your favorite.
I know.
Tom Cruise. I heard that right?
You heard that right. Trust me. I did the double take when I read it. I was like, oh, that. Huh? And it was confirmed by Sean Levy that he visited the set. And he was grabbing the camera and helping them do things for this lightsaber battle that's in the movie.
Okay. Well, yeah, all right. I suppose he'd probably be good for camera direction.
Yeah.
Question, if you said it and maybe I just didn't hear it, is Ray Park going to be involved in this?
Was not said whether Ray Park would be in it or not.
Okay, see, I love Sam Witwer. He's great at voicing it. But the movements of Maul, perfected by Ray Park.
Which I do hope they do it, because the Ray Park versus, Ahsoka stuff from Clone Wars Season 7 was just...
perfection.
Yes.
Perfection.
The Siege of Mandalore. That amazing.
I really hope one day
That
they
was
put
the
that out in
best
theater.
part of the final season.
Yep. And the Martez sisters, of course. But hey, let's get on
of
to
course.
the next.
You know what? That's it. I'm getting my pitchfork. We're marching to Keith's house.
Yay! I'll have snacks ready.
We don't march at dawn. We march right now.
Right now.
Now, this other one, we've heard this rumor a bit.
Okay.
Rogue Squadron rumors are popping back up. But they've been altered a bit. It is no longer going to be a movie, but a series.
Who's directing?
It was not said.
Okay.
But I like this a lot better. I think I would like this as a series as opposed to a movie. Because you have more time to build stuff up and, go on things. If you've ever read any of the Rogue Squadron books, it's really cool. They go out on missions and they find things and, have battles like you would expect.
Yeah.
This would give it more time to develop instead of it just being, a 2-hour movie where they're like, hey, we got to take our X-Wings out there and fight them. And they fight them and they win. And this would, I think, build more time up to get things going. Now, once again, this is nothing confirmed by Lucasfilm, but according to some insiders, it's moving towards a Disney Plus show and no longer a movie. Which, if what we heard about Filoni being the creative, head of the creative side of Lucasfilm, this might be something he's working on to coincide. This might take over as Rangers of the New Republic type show. We're to work with Ahsoka show and all the stuff and the Thrawn trilogy that we hope we're getting, after Mandalorian and Grogu. So this could be something that adds what the old animated series did between movies and hopefully just give us more to enjoy. In the final Star Wars one, this seems to pop up every year too. But Daniel RPK is saying there's a new Star Wars horror show in the works at Lucasfilm.
You know what? I heard that too. But what would it be about? And how horrifying could it be?
I don't know. You have a
Remember,
Sith
George
go-
Lucas said this is a show for kids.
Yeah. Well, I'm not letting my kids watch Andor just yet. But
Oh, you know what it probably is? It's going to be Chopper on the loose.
ooh, that would definitely be horror, yeah.
And it's going to be from the point of view of like random stormtroopers. They're going to be like, "Did you hear that? What the hell? Hey man, I don't feel comfortable in this derelict starship. I don't think there's anything in here." Airlock opening. Ah!
Not another jump scare.
Chopper, the most scariest character in the Star Wars universe.
See, I was thinking it could
Why
be like a Sith
why has he
Lord.
not been brought up on like war crime charges?
Well, because he's helping the rebellion right now. Once they figure out, peace is settled throughout
What a
the
monster
galaxy.
he is.
You know what? They'll have him on trial, and all of a sudden they'll see, oh, you know what? Thrawn's back. Let him out.
We need Chopper back.
Yeah.
Thrawn's got him at like the top of the list of the most wanted. Definitely watch out for this.
I'm never going to take over the universe if this guy's here.
You know what? Back to Peridium. I think we're good.
Send our elite strike force to get that robot. They all died. Yep, we're going back to Peridia. We were safe there.
Where's them space whales at? Get us out of here.
All right, that is the end of our Star Wars. We're now moving on to DC Studios.
We got something from DC. Exciting.
This is for the Batman Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Stan is in talks for a role. And the consensus seems to be because one of his assistants put out a tweet of him as Clayface, as Two-Face.
Okay. I'd be down for that.
So he's Harvey Dent.
Yes, Harvey Dent.
I mean, he's
Really?
already been, played a politician in Marvel. Why not?
Yep. Now, here's a little news for all of you playing the home game tonight.
Okay.
The Batman Part
News,
2.
not a rumor.
This is not a rumor.
Okay.
The Batman Part 2 and Avengers Secret Wars are shooting at the same time on different continents.
Okay.
So if anyone had Bucky to die in Doomsday, I think you may be in luck.
All right. Well, it's been fun, guys. I gotta go to DC.
Or it's something along
Remember-
the lines of he's only in half of Secret Wars and, a half.
Half.
Yeah.
And then finally, Barry, I don't even know how to say his last name.
Alan?
No, the actor who played the Joker is returning in the Batman Part 2.
I saw that, and that image that they put up. I know that that's from the first Batman movie there, but that is a
Horrifying.
that is a troubling, mournful picture.
It certainly is.
Please fix his hair before you start filming him for the next movie. My God.
Yeah, that talk about a horror film. That could.
The best comment I saw on this was, and this man is supposed to get Harley Quinn?
He didn't do it the traditional way. They didn't date. He didn't court her, okay?
Now, our final DC Studios one. Tom King, the showrunner for Mr. Miracle, teases casting announcements soon
Ooh.
and is talking about how they are going to push the boundaries of animation for this series.
Really? Wait, does that mean some like weird CGI nonsense?
I hope not. Tom King
I
is a
hope not.
comic book witer, and I know he's anti-AI. So I
good.
think anything he is in part with, it'll be non-CGI, or not. There might be some CGI involved, but it'll be animation. It'll be artists actually doing the work.
Not the opening of Secret Invasion.
Correct. What?
Special investigation?
Okay. Why'd you call it wrong, Doug? You forget.
Sorry, I got them
You need
confused.
to take some Mentats. Get your IQ up so you can remember what these shows are called.
We stay consistent on this show, folks. We draw from every source.
We might be dumb and silly, but we keep things straight on this show. It is funny though, because if we do, the one thing I was thinking about, if we do get a soft reboot of the MCU post Secret Wars, they might be able to have a chance to do Secret Invasion correctly.
Or the Phoenix Saga.
Don't rush to it, Marvel. But yes, they could do the Phoenix Saga right. That's been messed up twice. At least, Secret Invasion has only been screwed up really poorly.
And
One
they
time.
need to get someone else to write the movie version there. No Sam Kinberg. Sorry. Just don't use them a third time. A
And now you've
that
got
they could
somebody
do-
like manically scratching something on him. We already hired him.
You know,
He said
the
he
great
knew
thing
the
that
story.
what they could do is start that out right away. As soon as they start up the X-Men universe, just drop little hints. That would be great. Let it build up.
Yep. They don't have to capitalize it anytime soon, but start laying those the breadcrumbs out now to do it correctly.
That could
Amen.
be even bigger than Endgame. I mean, if you play it right.
Agreed.
Yeah, it could have been Fox's Endgame, but they had to do their weird alien story mixed in with it.
Let's take 5 minutes and do this Phoenix Saga.
Real
That-
quick.
yeah.
Let's just-
That played out for years over the comics. Let's do it in 5 minutes. All right.
We'll do the boring Phoenix saga, and then we're going to do our cool aliens on a train story.
Yeah, that's give that guy a check. What's going on, Keith?
Oh, I'm just I'm getting text from my family, so I just have to respond real quick. But that's all the news and notes we got for the evening. Should we find somebody to raid?
I think we should. And out of my following list, I don't see anybody currently playing Fallout, but I do see a couple of people in my recommended here. So I'm seeing, let's see,
Just
we've got
Roni?
a Magoo Dog playing Fallout 4.
We already went to him. Remember, he didn't like the
Ah,
series.
okay. Well, we also have Little Luna 22 playing Fallout 4. Do we go to her?
Yeah, I say we do Little Luna 22.
All right.
Yeah.
Do
TG's still on, but I'm sure he'll be.
Yeah, I
Thing
saw
out.
Clint and I was just like, I don't know if he'll probably be like ending things as we
Yeah, I was watching him as I was setting up OBS.
All right, so that is Little Luna 22. And for those of you that are wondering, what are those fellow nerds talking about over there? Raiding a channel. Let's find somebody to raid. What are they, Vikings? No, obviously Dave's a bear. That was a bad joke. Anyway, we're just we're not done. We're not tired yet. We want to keep the party going. We want to watch some Fallout, and so we're gonna go hang out with our new pal, Little Luna 22, who is playing Fallout 4. And we're gonna keep the fun going with Fallout. But for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, hey, thank you very much for watching us. We love that you were able to join us. Obviously, please like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't. Share it with your friends. And if you are watching us on mobile after the fact, hype this video. Very important, cool new feature that YouTube has for small creators. Hype the heck out of this video. But also, most important, we want to hear from you. So comment down below. And we'll see you next time, right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.